Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast and YouTube channel, Magic Mind. And so I'd like to start off by saying that this podcast and YouTube channel is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. So I consider myself to be a spiritualist, psychic light, magic mind medium, uh, self-proclaimed parapsychologist. All right, so I have decided to do my daily tarot a little differently. I mentioned this a couple of months back that um, that I will be focused on one particular thing each day in regards to the way I used to do my tarot. And so my schedule is going to go like this unless otherwise, all right? So on Sundays, I will be doing my spiritual subjects where I speak about a variety of topics involving paranormal, occult, supernatural, um, special interests, type of belief systems, and things of that nature. That will be continue on Sunday. On Mondays, I will do a 10 card, just a general 10 card, or maybe even 3 card in addition to the 10 card. On Mondays. Tuesdays, I would do the zodiac readings, the signs reading, astrological elemental readings. That will be on Tuesday and will remain on Tuesday. On Wednesdays, I decided to make Wednesdays dedicated to ancestral and past life readings. Like if you are um, maybe exhibiting some paranormal activities or something may be going on, you may be having dreams or experiencing visions from apparitions, ghosts, or whatever the case may be. Okay, this will be a good reading to get because oftentimes you'll find that, as the saying goes, energy doesn't die and repurpose itself. So, what does that mean is when our loved ones depart away from this physical existence, their energy, their essence are still around. And oftentimes when you know, we may be in danger or some circumstances that may be unfavorable to us, they can help guide us on the right direction. Now, they're not going to force themselves on you, I believe. But I do believe, you know, if it's urgent, they will make a presence in your life, whether it be by dreams, apparitions, or whatever the case might be. So that would be on Wednesdays, ancestral past life readings. Thursdays, which is today, we're going to do the light and dark reading, which essentially is the illumination and revelation reading. So I'm going to be doing those on Thursdays, which I will be doing that today because today is Thursday. Fridays is going to be love reading. So if you are someone who may be wanting to know about your love and your relationships, not necessarily romantic love, it could be family love or whatever the case may be, platonic curses, spells, if you're under a spell or what have you. So, and I don't believe in putting spells on people. So the focus will be on love readings. And if you feel as though you're under some type of Jezebel spirit, a spiritual attachment, succubus, incubus, Lilith type of energy, we will be discussing that on Fridays under the love readings. As well as let's go back. As well as on Wednesdays, the ancestral and past life reading. So that will entail if you may feel as though you have a generational curse or some type of spiritual attachment. So I will tackle that in the ancestral past life readings as well. Um, Light and dark readings that I'll be doing on Thursdays, I'll be tackling that as well. I have since purchased me a pendulum. So I will be incorporating the pendulum board into my readings as well. I just got to figure out what I did with it. But I know it's around or what have you. I know it is around. I just got to figure out what I did with it. Let's see. I want to say it's up here. It's right here. It's right here. So this right here, and I got to clean it off. But this is a pendulum board, and basically, you ask questions of the board, and you proceed to hold the pendulum. And supposedly, it. Now I have used the pendulum once or twice before, and I'm not completely sold on it, but I know it takes time to get the spirits and summons and things of that nature. All right, so I will be using the pendulum board as well in addition to my ratings. All righty. So again, Fridays will be love ratings. If you're wanting to know about your love and things of that nature, we will be doing that on Fridays. Saturdays will be my chakra energy cleansing readings. Those will be on Saturdays. Okay. Now, as of right now, until I think otherwise, on this coming Sunday, I will be speaking about residual energy unless that change otherwise. Okay. So let me go ahead and say my prayer. I'm going to keep it on the inside. All right. Light and dark, light and dark, light and dark. Illumination and revelation. What exactly does that mean? I'm gonna tell you what that means. So I think every problem has a solution, mostly anyways. I think it works the same way in this life experience when dealing with um, God and problems that we may be presented with, energy. Um, so I honestly feel as though God is doing theistic favorably as well as unfavorably. That's just my opinion. Um, so when I do my light and dark readings, I start with the light reading, which pretty much gives me illumination or clarity about whatever the case may be that presents to me. Once I do that, then I do the revelation reading, which are with my dark cards. It's going to pretty much get to the nitty gritty, the root of the situation. Okay, what exactly is going on? Because, like I said, light and dark is such as the sun and the moon. The sun gives us clarity, right? Clarity, illumination about something we already know. We know what the problem is. That's why we're coming to do the tarot reading and asking for guidance, spiritual guidance from source, spirit, or what have you. All right. So, how do you remedy the problem? What is the root or the reason of the problem? By way of the moon, revelation comes by way of the moon to be unleashed and unveiled. All right. So, let's go ahead. And again, this podcast YouTube channel is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to proceed with the reading. All right. I'm going to do a six card. That's what I'm going to do. Do a six card. Alrighty. And give me two more cards. Give me two more cards. Alrighty. Okay, actually gave me a couple more, but we're just gonna go with this one. Okay, so the first card that I get is the Knight of Cups in the reverse. In the reverse. All right, so the Knight of Cups mentions a princess or prince, charming romance and proposal. So this is what the reading is on. Some charisma, charismatic figure or person. What crosses over have 10 of swords, which crosses over. Mentions complete and painful ending, rock bottom. Above the situation, I have seven of coins, seven of coins, patience, hard work, delayed success, waiting. The root of the issue, I get this card here, 10 of coins, mentions leaving a legacy, retirement, inheritance. All right, so something lets me know that in terms of your finances, as I mentioned before, you may want to make proper, don't make some impulsive, big financial commitments right now. That's in terms of your finances, but we're going to get into the actual reading. To the left, I have the Empress card, and to the right, I have Seven of Swords. Theft, betrayal, dishonesty, running away. I think this is somebody who is wanting to um you have communication. I feel you're wanting something to be communicated. I feel in regards to your family. This actually could be similarly to an ancestral or past life reading, but I'm not going to call it that. I think it's something that you have a hard time with expressing to family. I get negative energy is what I get. A lot of negative energy around. Typically, when I get energy like that, something lets me know potentially it's something health related going on with you. Is what I feel. Something potentially is health related is going on with you. Um, I think it's mental health. That's what it lets me know. Something mental health wise is going on with you. Um, your thoughts. Something lets me know. Um, biologically and mentally as well. Um, right. I honestly feel as though whoever this reading resonate with, I get the sensibility of there's a demonic energy around you is what it lets me know that has taken over. When when I was in the wee hours of sleep last night, I kept saying taking over, taking over, taking over. I'm like, what is this talking about? What is it? Because I'm trying to figure out where this reading is going, and oftentimes I have to go back to the scheme prior to awakening, and it kept saying taking over, take over, take over. I feel as though whoever this reading is for, you summons a demonic force into your life is what it lets me know. I'm just gonna be honest about it. Something lets me know that you delved off into some type of witchcraft and you end up conjuring a demon is what it lets me know. that pretty much essentially took over your life. That is no joke. Yes. Because I get the high priestess card here. Right. How do you conjure a demon? What does that mean? Well, your prayers. Like you can summon sex demons, you can summon demons. You have to be very careful. And that's the God centered truth. Um, I think you did it out of curiosity, is what it lets me know. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right. So I have Page of Swords, which means curiosity. I didn't even pay that part no attention. I need to turn my light on or what have you. Based on the cards in the past, something lets me know something happened that caused you a lot of anger. The Page of Swords says the curious kids, gossip, spies, prying eyes, and truth. So somehow something lets me know that you probably felt um intimidated. You probably was in a situation where you felt outnumbered or intimidated, or somebody bullied you or made you feel some type of way. And I get the sense that there's some atheism ties there. There's a disbelief or a disconnect into a family traditional um, belief system or religion. I believe you delved off into some sorcery, witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, whatever the case may be, is what it lets me know. And God had to show you how his presence will manifest when you do those things. Because oftentimes, in order to be introduced to the darkness, it takes a curiosity, evoking, spiritual evocation. And oftentimes you'll find this type of energy or type of spirits. You may, I was just telling this to my mom about why lately, because usually I don't have people that try to come at me in a threatening manner. Why do you feel the need to come at me in a threatening manner? I really don't care nothing about you like that to even try to evoke some type of intimidation towards you, right? So it works the same way when you are dealing with those same type of energies or spirits, and something gives me this sensibility that you didn't have protection in your past. Like you didn't have anyone to protect you or pay attention to your needs or even show concerns about things that went on with you. So as a result, you begin to get off into sorcery. That's what I feel. And you continue, and it didn't do anything. It didn't. Until lo and behold, you hit some things, and I think something manifested. That's what I feel. And that was God warning you, forewarning you as to what was to come. It was what I feel. Um, I also get the high priestess card here. I have to turn my light on. I do apologize. I'm trying to not let this be too long because that's okay. I'm going to say that as a result of this so-called curiosity, you manifested and summoned someone in your life that potentially did some things that was not favorable. And I'm not even going to go into details about it. Right. So this is why I think um, something tells me atheism don't only necessarily not believe in God, but they don't trust God. Something lets me know that this is by indulging off into this, you begin to have a different respect for God, if that makes sense to anybody. This is the reason I have Page of Wands energy. That's what it has here. Page of Wands cards mentions an active kid, a new project, or creative idea. Yes, playing around and you thought it was a joke, and then some things manifested itself, and you'll oftentimes find that a vocation of the spirit, particularly when there's some spiritual, um, when there's a need for spiritual transition. Oftentimes, you'll notice how energies try to evoke, stir up those the spirits, get it all stirred up. I have the Seven of Swords here, and it has trickery. Right. Very tempting, very trickery. And I think the trickery in this sense of the matter is actually God, to tell you the truth. Because, like I said, God is Alpha and Omega, a light and dark, the beginning and the ending. Yes. The Seven of Swords mentions theft, betrayal, dishonesty, running away. Right. I think in this instance, um, this will be a representation of the angel of death. I feel energy spaces to um, run certain people away or certain spirits. You know, to conjure up this energy to remove certain energies away that are not favorable. Where am I going with this reading? Well, I tell you, um, the reading is on someone who is a spirit conjurer because I have witches pretty much all over this reading. High priestess card, mystery, wanting to know, curious, a curious spirit, temptation of God to show you how God will fall down, or fallen angels or energy spaces will fall down to make things apparent to you as to creation is conception, if that makes sense in the body. All right, creation. We're going to go ahead and we're going to proceed. Again, this podcast and YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes. Not trying to invoke anybody. This reading is on those who try to evoke. I'm not that type of person. I don't have time to evoke anybody. I don't. All right, so it's actually was in the reverse. So I'm gonna turn this around. It's in regards to sorcery, someone who has conjured something in their life, and I think in doing that, um, when you begin to do things that are unfavorable, you can actually conjure um, demonic spirits. That means you can actually conjure somebody into your life who may take you away from this space, if that makes sense to anybody. So that's why you have to be very careful when you are performing rituals such as love spells, which has spiritual attachments to them, sex demons and such, because you'll begin to conjure up something you may not be able to get rid of. Is what I'm getting at. And in turn, you may end up in a situation such as a domestic violence situation, or if I can't have you, no one else can have you type of energy is what I'm getting at. And God will show you in spirit what will manifest itself in your future. He will forewarn you. It's the point. All right, so again, I pull out Seven of Swords twice, and this is the second time I'm pulling out the Ten of Swords. Um, I know this. It has my sign here, air signs. I do believe this reading is applicable to um, air signs. Either you're a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This may be something that is going on with you right now, where you may be dealing with someone who is a water sign. Like you, something lets me know you conjure up something, you prayed for something, and then it manifested itself in the physical with someone who is not of your like mindedness. They are not concerned about you. And because you're afraid to let someone know what you did, you keep it on the inside. That's what it lets me know. Um, I think by deception, something just came to me by the deception of religion and misinformation of religion and religious belief. A lot of them was tricking people into self cursing themselves and then manifest it into demonic presences in the physical sense. And I think oftentimes that's what domestic violence situation or being, with someone that may have a stalking tendencies and harassment and things like that comes from. All right. So it says you've endured something painful and have multiple wounds as a result. It's going to take time to heal. We can't change the past, but we can certainly play a role in the future. The Ten of Swords marks the end of your ordeal. Things can only go up from here. Put the past behind you and start moving forward because the light is ahead. So, what do you do in situations like that? Well, get you a candle, say your prayer, and ask God to remove that energy. Rosemary will be a good herb to burn. You can burn the herb or rosemary to remove spiritual attachments. You can also, just get you turn on your eye with some water and put some rosemary in there as well, and turn it on. It has spiritual removing or blocking um, spiritual attachments and energies. So the key words here says painful endings, ruin, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, failure, collapse, and defeat. So yes, this is going to remove that energy away. You have to be very careful when you start conjuring and summoning a lot of spirits because there's a lot of trickery I feel in bringing about a self curse. Like you can actually, you're thinking you are doing everything right and come to find out you're not. I think a lot of information in a lot of these so-called professions, spiritual duties, and spirit-related job fields are such as that. They have been tainted by demonic spirits as mockery to depopulate and to get rid of certain energies, right? Instead of coming forth right. We have the high priestess in the reverse. So something lets me know, yes, by way of trickery. I don't know if you were in some type of church setting or belief where a lot of the people there were very curious. Something lets me know it's in humble belief, humble beginnings is what it mentions to me. Somebody who comes from humble beginnings, a small church setting. I don't know if it's Protestant or Presbyterian or Mormon or something of that nature, where deception cause that disconnect from a belief in God or God-like things, if that makes sense, because you were being deceived. I have the High Priestess cards. It says secrets, harm, hidden agendas. Again, hidden agendas. Something gives me the sensibility that um, they profess to know God, but they know God in a different aspect, if that makes sense. Um, Disconnected from intuition, withdrawn, silent, selfish, shallowness, ignorance, and misunderstanding. Right. So I think by way of curiosity, um, potentially you and your family gravitated to this small town church and belief system, and by way of trickery to protect yourself, your family, and this church setting, similarly to a cult, but it's actually a church. These are the things that were done. I get the Hierophant card here. Keyword: institutions, traditions, religion, society, and its rules, social approval, conformity, trust, forgiveness, wisdom, high level of commitment. Yeah, I honestly feel as though you yourself, I think some of the people within this setting potentially um, potentially was institutionalized as a result of the battle towards the mind, because some things manifested that caused them to, yeah, the mind to crack up. Boy, oh boy, they didn't tell me this. They did not tell me this. What exactly is this? And it broke the mind. I think some people had their own. Everybody was coming in and using the church, but I don't get this. It was more or less a mockery, spiritual evocation to evoke the spirits, right? And as a result, you yourself, who this reading is for, you conjure something in your life that is a someone you are in a relationship with. I get big in stature, and who is a walking quote demon, if that makes sense in the body. This person has a strong sex demon attached to them. That's what I feel. It come across as protection, but I got protection in the opposite direction. This is somebody who has a stronghold on them. I get intellect. Yes, this person has a battle towards the mind. I get this card here, the adversary. Right. This person likes to evoke. But what's so funny about it is I believe God showed it to you prior to. See, that's the thing about witchcraft and sorcery. You got to be very careful because a lot of people don't give the right information. So you'll be a living testament, whether it's unfavorable or not. Let's get my telepathy card, observe. Right. So that's how come now you're able to observe when people, like, you just more or less like a seer or a watcher, because you know. But if I tell them, it's too complex to even mention to them. So some things, yeah, some things, some people would just have to figure out on their own. A lot of the things that are written down are misguided, and it's written by demonic spirits. That's why I'm going to tell you to evoke certain energies. To the contrary, and it takes going through certain things to get that accessibility. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to a close within the next 10, within the next 10, maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, so this reading, so that is the enlightenment. That's getting to the issue. What is going on in terms of this reading? Confusion. Something lets me know that certain your religion is a sect of a religion, like a sub religion, and they misinform you and invoke demons. Something keeps showing me P. So I don't know if it's Presbyterian, Protestant, what other P? Presbyterian, Protestant, something along that lines. Right. They misinform you to invoke um to see how God works unfavorably. I keep getting Presbyterian, Protestant, some along those lines. Okay, so I have relaxed energy. It was turned in the opposite. The buck moon 19 relaxed energy. Right. This energy that I feel that it mentions here, this is a spirit of fear because of seeing some things that are not what it appears to be. Seeing Satan for whom he truly is what it lets me know. Right. Something lets me know that you see things on the dark side. That's what it lets me know. On the dark side. Let's go ahead. We're going to pull out my cards. Right. Your religion, I feel, or your church, it may not necessarily be your religion. Your church was used as an example, more or less like a sacrifice. I'm getting to the root of the issue to sell out souls to provide clarity to these mega churches to learn, because a lot of them just push up. They don't read no damn Bible. A lot of them don't even believe in the Bible themselves. Is what I feel. So I get this sensibility that your family sold them their soul, quote unquote, so to speak, to provide spiritual enlightenment, and some things end up manifesting. That's why they don't want to be affiliated with certain churches or certain people. I think just put it this way. I think God had to come in to make it apparent as to what was transpiring. And what do I mean by that? Well, a natural disaster. I get the temperance card here. Temperance. What is temperance? It's the darkness. The darkness. Balance, harmony, patience, self-control, and moderation. So this is my dark card, and it's turned in the opposite. These are the issues that you had. They were not in control. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When they summons those spirits, first of all, something lets me know it was a improper communication in the literature and things that was going to these churches, and they was using that as an example to show how God works in an unfavorable sense. Um, I get this card here. Shows me 3. Yes, this energy was used to detect falsity in the so-called common religion, if that makes sense to anybody. So, in other words, selling of one's soul to be able to be a seer, to see things differently, to see things on the dark side. I have this here. Um, yes. So something lets me know this church is used to detect or even surveillance those who are straying away, like those who are not of my commonality, those who are doing some things against what these so-called laws written in the biblical text are. So in other words, they're spying on. See, I had a spying card show up earlier. I can't remember what card was that I pulled that mentioned about spies. Um, yes, that card came up. Even right. Yes. I get the world card here. Yeah, this lets me know this is in a this right here is small town, small church, small a sect of a religion. Ace of Cups. Yeah, the deception. Something lets me know that they was deceived. They was misinformed. Is what it lets me know. To evoke certain energies, to evoke certain energies, and use them to tell on falsity. Is what I feel. To tell on falsity. I get this card here in the reverse. I get the sensibility that they're trying to make it seem as though that this energy is crazy or they may be on drugs. I don't get the sensibility that this energy is even on drugs. Let me tell you what I get. It's spiritual, and it's to show you how, um, by way of deception and um, information and communication and wrong information, um, to see what comes out of it. Something tells me church and state are not separate. You know how in the so-called in the laws they say church and state are separate? No. So what does that mean? I honestly feel as though this was something done by way of government because you got church in politics. I get let's see, what did I pull? I'm actually gonna pull out 5 of these. I want to see what negative energy is coming around. Uh-huh. Some just put it this way. I'm going to say church and state are not separate. I'm also going to say that I think it was done by way of the government, and I'll just leave it at that. Um, right. Sacrifice. Something gives me the sensibility of being sacrificed. If that makes sense to anybody, it's like I get sacrifice, being sacrificed, give providing erroneous information to evoke certain energies and spirits is being done by way of the church, as well as I got to turn the wrong side. And I'm gonna bring this to a close within the next 5 or 10 minutes. It's being done by the church who has government influence, is what it lets me know. Something keeps saying sacrifice, sacrifice, a spiritual sacrifice, selling of one's soul. I have this card here. It says Seven of Pentacles, Nefarious. Nefarious. Seven of Pentacles. Yes, I think the key word here is waiting to see what will manifest. It says teaches arts, sciences, and rhetoric. Restores lost honors and dignities. Takes honors and dignities from others. Right. I think that what they did was they took a lot of things away out of the biblical text, as well as to let you know what was transpiring within a community. misinformation, misguidance to cause evoke certain behavior types, if that makes sense. I have this here, Three of Pentacles. It says a robust, a robust. All right, the three of Pentacles. Okay. So it was something significant in what was going on in that particular region where this setting or set was. It was something favorable. And as a result, I believe the Illuminati came in by use of religion to take away, to evoke demonic presences, evoke spirits, to make it appear as though the people had some mental challenges or that they was crazy or was on drugs in order to take their property or to take something that was prized in that area. It says answers questions about the past, present, and future, gives dignities, grants the favor of friends and foes, faithful servant. Right. Bringing, um, creating strife amongst people. That's what I feel, to evoke demonic presences. I have two of pentacles. It says Aman, Aman, two of pentacles. Right. So I think a lot of in that sense of the matter, um selling of one's soul and spying is what it lets me know is how they was able to get in. It says reveals the past and the future, reconciles friends and enemies. Right. By way of deception and misinformation. So you got to be very careful because I'm being pulled because I started off by saying that I honestly feel as though this reading is to someone who perhaps um, delve off into some sorcery, um, to protect yourself and potentially your family, and as a result, they you possibly was used as the conduit, if that makes sense, or the catalyst to show how when you do these things, you can evoke a demonic presence and it will come in. I think that demonic present came in the form of a relationship that you're in with some guy that's of a big stature. Right. Right. And for those who are not able to recognize it, it will begin to tell on the thoughts of them. Because we know this person is demonic. Who else doesn't know? Right. The world, Bapula is to make a point about how one thinks and how one feels. This is how they're able to depopulate. When you're not in agreement, they will have those energies to spiritual transition you away from this space. Because if you're not with us, you are what? Against us. So they're going to find every little way to get in your space to surveillance you so they can make that transition come to fruition, whether it's making up lies about a relationship, breaking up a happy home, anything that Satan needs to do. These are media spirits, the works of Satan, right? It does whatever it can to facilitate a killing. I think by way of this man, because I feel as though I'm speaking to a woman, a younger woman, maybe in your early 20s, in relation to a man that is potentially in his uh, maybe early 40s. So it says makes one skilled in labor and crafts, increases knowledge of philosophy and science. Right. Yes. You have to be very careful when you delve off into, and I'm gonna bring this to a close again in the next 5 minutes. When you delve off into sorcery and things of that sort, because what manifests in the spiritual sense will begin, and then oftentimes we'll forget about it. Like if you tittle and tattle into something, oh, I'm gonna conjure up this, I'm gonna do this little spell, then you just say, oh, it don't work, boom, and you go on. Well, what you'll begin to find is that when you do that, God will have shown you in spirit a demon, something contrary to. But because you forgot about it, then when it manifests itself before your eyes, oh my God, it's like it comes back like a ding, like an epiphanic phonic moment. Yes, that's how it works. We have King of Cups, the Olicer. I think this Olicer or Loser or however you want to pronounce this word. This King of Cups energy is that energy I feel. Yeah, I get the sensibility that because I'm reading that these are demonic energies. These are demonic cards. This King of Cups energy has 5-2. They're 52. Person could be 52, who knows? Teaches astronomy and liberal arts. Brain good familiar. Says this is somebody that likes to play on your intellect and your mind. This is a demonic spirit, I feel. A conjurer from centuries ago. You're going to begin to see that these energies still are around from centuries ago. And that's what the biblical Bible is to write down certain energy because it's going to manifest itself before your eyes, right? Right. You ask for this knowledge. See, you got to be very careful when you have ties to church settings because it's going to present itself. You're going to begin to wonder, well, why da 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 this and that? And what about Queen Sheba and Cleopatra and all these other spirits? And then it's going to manifest, the energy space is going to manifest itself right up before your eyes, essentially. Right. This is that same energy that you see written down in this biblical text right here before your eyes. This is the test. This is God testing you in human form. That's why it takes consistency because oftentimes we'll get bottled, oh, okay, whatever, it didn't work, and then you forget about it. And then people have a disbelief in sorcery, witchcraft, or what have you because it have not been consistent. But if you stay consistent with it, God give you bits and pieces of it, right? Because you still got to live, you still got to have, you know, upkeep in your everyday walks of life. So we can't remain focused on the cultism 24 hours a day, but you want to be consistent in it so you can get the message along the way. Oh, by the way, you was asking about da 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 da. This is that same energy space right here, right now. Okay. I have Ram. It's time to take action. New Moon and Aries. I think it's going to reveal itself. Let's see. Let's pull out the zodiac. This is not a zodiac reading, but I don't know all of the zodiacs. I know my zodiac, and I felt as though the Gemini energy will show you about those energy spaces. Is what I feel. All right, so the Aries, the Ram, New Moon and Ram. It's time to take action. I think it's going to manifest itself during the time of the zodiac of Aries, and we're going to get down to that March 21st and April 19th. Right. Right. Look out for this King of Cups, which is, I feel, a negative energy. Look out You know what? Let me copy this here so I can have this. Let's see. Let me save this image. That way I won't have to come on here to look at the zodiac. I have it um, already set up here. So I have to keep coming up here. Yes, this King of Cup energy, which I feel is a dark energy, I honestly feel as though, what sign did I say it earlier? Because I know I'm a Gemini. What sign did I say I felt this was earlier? Said, well, potentially a earth sign? Yes. Yeah, this person is potentially a earth sign. You yourself can be a air sign, such as myself. Um, but I think the time that it's going to manifest itself, right? This earth sign energy, it's going to be, it shows Taurus here, even though this has Ram. So it's going to be a very deceptive energy, is what it lets me know, a deceptive energy. And it's going to manifest itself during the time of the zodiac of Aries between March 21st and April 19th. Is based on the course, is what I have gathered here. All right. So that is your light and dark reading for this week. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, or topic for a future show, or if you want to be read, just comment in the comment section. Until then, have a safe, wonderful day.